I'm having internet issues.
All right.
Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. We are live. If I happen to freeze, we're having wonderful Spectrum internet issues here at the office. Yeah, that's about what it'll look like. And I want to thank Coach Daniel Betancourt for taking over last Monday while I was on a family vacation at the beach. It was well-deserved, well-relaxed, and excited to be back here at the office and back at it with you.
Yes, you're glowing, Todd.
The sun and the Florida Rays, you know.
it's always beneficial. That's why we live here, I think, you know. So,
yes.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for allowing me to host a couple of your episodes last week, and it was pretty sweet. So we had a good time. Even though you couldn't be here, you were having a better time, but we did our best to have a good time without you.
I saw I was there. The billboard went by.
Yep, virtual you was there. So it was all good. You virtually had fun with us.
Yes, yes. So I saw you guys went over to LP Mama last week, which is awesome. It's a nice little script practice, you know, how to get drive people in. And, you know, there's a couple different ways of doing that. I know there's Zillow's using ALM now, which is appointments, location, motivation. And then there's one more. So it'd be good to maybe we dive into that on another call, you know, coming up.
I mean, the main thing, it's a template to just keep you on track, because a lot of people, they do better when they have a template for something to a guideline, you know, just to kind of keep them on track. So it's, if you can remember that, or just, I had it up there for a screenshot last week, watch the video again, or just reach out to me. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
It's a good one. Today, we're going to be talking about connecting with your sphere. Our sphere of influence, there are, for a lot of us, our best source of business. They already know, like, and trust us. A lot of times we've done business with them in the past. If not, they're friends, family that already know, like, and trust us. So what we're talking about today are 10 ways to get your sphere engaged with you in your business. And I know, Todd, you also, your business is very heavy on sphere of influence and relationships. And, you know, that's just something that we have in common, just strengthening those relationships with our past customers and our sphere of influence.
The more we can be in touch with them, the more business we're going to get. And the idea of their sphere is people who know, like, and trust you. There's probably 150 different ways you can go on in your sphere. These are some of the top 10 ways that you and I have been working that have been good for us.
Yeah. So I would, you know, for someone who's just starting out, I would first start. So this isn't one of the top 10, but before you start the top 10, you want to make a list, you know, decide on how big you want your sphere is. Maybe start with 100, maybe, you know, work on, I mean, almost anyone can name 100 friends, family, and people that they know, like, and trust, and vice versa. So create a list and start your sphere with that. If you've been doing real estate for a while, you should have a list of all of your past customers organized either on an Excel sheet or preferably on a CRM. So if you haven't already, you know, if you have a CRM and it's only full of leads that have come in from various sources, you want to take the time to go over your past transactions and add all of your past customers to it. Also add your friends and family to it. And, you know, an easy way that I've recommended to people doing that on our Stellar MLS, which is based on Matrix. I think Matrix is all over the country. Right. You can export, just look up all of your sales that the MLS has in its history and export that information to a CSV file. And that'll create an Excel sheet with a list of everything you've ever done, and then just create another column and fill in the blanks with the customer that, if you can remember, or, you know, hopefully you can remember, because you want them to remember you. You should remember them. And
well, it's getting a V8 or somebody to go in and pull the tax rolls and put the names next to it, and you got to get correct when you know if it's William and they go by Bill, to make sure you get that stuff done. Because when it does send it to us, it's like, if you go by Dan or Danny or Daniel, it's if you're common for Danny, so we want to make sure we hit Danny and Nicole, or Daniel and Nicole, or Dan and Nicole. You know, with the people with the variation of the names that can happen, or like myself with the middle name, so it doesn't look like a spam coming across. So your database is set up correct.
Right. So get a CRM. If you're not using a CRM, you should be using a CRM. So get a CRM. KV Core, Follow Up Boss, Sierra. Those are just a few of the good ones out there. And there are other ones, but just definitely get a CRM. We're going to hit these top 10 quickly. Number 1 is 3-in-1. It's kind of the most obvious: call, email, text. You know, you call your sphere. You want to call them a few times a year at least. text message, it's a world of text messaging these days, and emailing. Something we communicated in the show on Friday with Jeff Osborne was video messaging. So you could improve the effectiveness of your call, text, or email if you add a little video. But if you're not doing that, at least call, text, and email.
No, I think the call, text, email is great. Just a nice little intro. Not to sound like aggressive on them, but it's just you're trying to get a hold of them if it's a new agent, new client, somewhere along that line. And the video messaging, diving into number 2, there's a lot of different ways you can do video messaging. Whether it's just, I know Jeff does a lot of just quick 30-second, 1-minute videos back to us on text message,
right?
Which is great because you can see the personality behind it versus, because if there's a problem, you can also explain it better on video as well.
Right. Jeff and I, on your show Friday, spoke a lot about video messaging. His preferred app is BombBomb. There are a few different ways that you can send video messages. So yes, you want to, but going back to the last one, if you make a phone call, you could, FaceTime. If you do a text message, you could send a short clip recorded by your phone. And if you send an email, you can use a service like BombBomb or Vidyard or something, or Loom to create a video email. Yeah. So video messages was number 2. Number 3 is newsletters. So my team, we do a weekly newsletter and we send it out to our whole sphere. And we try to bring them some item of value in that newsletter, whether, we're talking about the real estate market, we're talking about the benefits of maybe the interest rates, today's interest rates for refinancing. We're giving them tips for doing their income taxes when tax season comes. So every week we just come up with some nugget. It's not going to be applicable and valuable to everybody, but you want to, we're not just doing a video asking for business, or we're not just doing a video propping ourselves up. It's always something that's informative.
I mean, the videos can be the newsletters are a huge thing. We do one monthly to our sphere as well. So it's kind of, we call it Letter of the Heart, kind of tells a story about us and then what's going on in the markets.
And in the newsletter, we include, various links. So if someone is curious about searching for homes, if getting that email from you prompts them to want to look for a home or want to inquire about their home value, those links are also in the newsletter. But the feature of the newsletter that we send out is a video that I make, talking about something real estate related. So that's the main feature. But then below it, there will be some links if they're interested in buying a home, or if they're interested in searching, or if they'd like to know what the home value is. The links are in there in the email. And I use Constant Contact because a lot of people are probably wondering what service, but you can use Constant Contact. You can use KV Core. You can use MailChimp. BombBomb has a feature that you can use it. For years before having any of those apps, you can just do it with a normal email, and send the email to a group. You don't have to pay for a service to do it.
So we're using, Daniel, do you mail a hard copy as well to like your top 100?
Of CMA or what?
No, just your newsletter.
No, I don't. I haven't been. That's something more that I could be doing, but I don't send out a paper, a hard copy newsletter. No.
So we send out a newsletter to everybody in our database, and then we have our top 100 to 200 that we send a hard copy to. So they do get something in the mail. So our top people are seeing something from us in their mailbox once a month. Right.
So newsletters, that's number 3. Number 4 is events. Doing events, it's all about the invitation. It's not always about the event. So you might send out an invitation to 2,000 people and 25 people might show up. That's great. It's not a lost opportunity for all the others that didn't show up. You were able to connect with them, invite them, share with them videos to recapture how the event went, even though they were unable to make it. So it gives you one more opportunity to communicate with that contact that's in your sphere.
I think we could almost do a show on events, the type of events to hold, because we've done fall festivals, we've done happy hours, we've done large, 25 people to 250 people. There's a thing we're looking at right now. It's called Pack the Pack, which is filling up kids' backpacks.
Right.
Coming up. We're a little late in the game if we try to start it because the school starts real soon. But those who are up north starting in September, with school, you've got some opportunities to play with, just to get events and get your sphere together.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of agents out there would appreciate if we did an episode or a workshop even on hosting events. Another one is creating Facebook groups, special interest groups. So, I'm into boating. So creating a boating waterfront type Facebook group, interest group, and invite people to that. Communicate with them about that on a regular basis. Or your VIP, you probably have a Facebook group for your VIP customers or people who've done business with you in the past, your A contacts, and you do some posts in there that create some engagement, maybe some giveaways.
So on that topic, there's a book called Perk Your Sphere with Liz Johnson. I had her as an interview earlier this year. But there's a Facebook group called Perk Your Sphere Mastermind, and it is all about having that private Facebook group for your people and the giveaways and kind of how to run it.
Did you say it's called Perk Your Sphere?
Perk Your Sphere, yes. Perk Your Sphere.
Cool. Yeah, that's a bonus item to share here in the video.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll get someone here. Shantae is asking a question. We'll get to it at the end of it all. So the other one is charity projects. A lot of people want to support a charity. We are in business. It's not, we're put on this earth not to sell 1 million homes, but hopefully to bring something positive out of your life to the world that we share with our human brothers and sisters. So, if we can support a charity, or if we can create a cause that's a charitable cause, that's going to get support from your sphere. And, something else you can do is support the charities of your friends, family, past customers, and your sphere of influence.
No, and if you can tie your events into charities, it's another thing. So we do need to talk about doing a workshop on this, because it's something one of our coaches have been diving into with us, is about doing the charities and stuff.
Yes. Yep. Number 7 on the list is pop buys. We were coached on this many years ago. Brian Buffini, popping by your past customers. Maybe keep some items in your vehicle, some gifts and things that you can just drop by. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, but when you're driving past a customer's home, stop by. You don't have to impose. You can knock, leave it at the door, something like that. Just pop by. I've done that a few times over the years, and not all the time is someone home, especially if you introduce yourself like, don't mean to impose, just wanted to say, hi, I'm in the neighborhood, and don't impose. So that's a great one, pop by. And there's a Facebook group for pop buys where you can come up with creative ideas for your pop buys as well. There's thousands of agents out there nationally that are doing pop buys at a high level, and they come up with all these creative ideas for the 4th of July or for all different holidays throughout the year, little trinkets and things that you can stop and inexpensive things that you can leave with people who are on your sphere. The next one on the list, social media engagement. So, when you have a past customer who just had a baby, or their son or daughter just graduated from high school, or a family member, just got married, just engage with those customers and stay in the conversation a little bit. It's not, just let them know that you care. These are people that you should be caring about. Consider giving them a gift. If someone's not feeling well, maybe send them something that an Uber Eats or something like that. So Uber Eats gift card. Just stay engaged with your sphere of influence.
No, I think the, staying on the social media engagement, if you do see people who just had a baby or someone's got COVID or anything, I love the Uber Eats, because that's a big thing. Just drop in, don't just do a like, heart, sad face or anything. Drop in a comment so they see that you made one, but also do a message to them, through Facebook Messenger or something, because that'll get a little bit more attention than just, doing a like or a dislike or something on it.
So you're saying the sad face emoji is not enough?
No, the sad face emoji is not enough. You need to put the sad face Bitmoji in the comments.
I gotcha. All right. So the next one on the list is supporting their fundraisers. So how often, for me, regularly, how often do you have someone in your sphere of influence that is sharing a charity or a cause or a GoFundMe for something? Support them in those things. They're sharing it because it's important to them, and so we want to support them. We want to strengthen our relationships with our sphere, because if we're all supporting each other, everybody wins.
Well, I just this is actually funny, because I had a email from my AC guy who said, "Hey, we're doing this event for bikers." It was something to do with the guys who ride bikes and the vets, but he sent me asking for a donation to it, so I sent it out. Saw him a few weeks later, and the first thing he said, we were actually at the Hideaway Bar in 𝙎𝙘𝙝𝙧𝙧𝙧 in the hills. We were over there on the boat, and they rode up on their motorcycles. And the ironies, we're both from Wekiva, we're both in totally different area. But he was with 4 of his friends, and that was the one thing he mentioned when he introduced me. He goes, he supported our charity, he supported our charity, and he supported our charity. So you've got a reminder to those people that it's like, hey, this guy's just not here, collecting a commission and moving on. He's actually giving back, supporting and stuff.
Right. Too many agents, they close a transaction and never communicate with that customer again. And they hope that that customer is just going to remember them forever. And it doesn't work out. I mean, every now and then you get lucky and someone might reach out to you who you haven't spoken to in 10 years. But it's really important just to be engaged and be a positive force in that person's life. And in my opinion. And the last one that I have on the list is market updates, sharing market updates, sharing CMAs. A lot of people find that valuable. You don't want to spam them. I use a service called HomeBot, which kind of keeps people up to date on their home value and the equity on their home, and it gives them suggestions on what they can improve. It searches public records for their interest rates and things like that, and it's not spammy. It's once a month. The homeowner can go in there and tweak the details of their house to adjust their home values and things like that. So, some people appreciate it, some people ignore it, but you could also do quarterly CMAs. Just let people know. That helps them remember that you're active and you're out there working hard in the real estate industry.
Now, the quarterly CMAs, and you can even do like video CMAs as well. On them, use Zoom or Loom or one of them to record your screen, show them about the CMA, show them the comps, the interior of the properties, and then shoot that over to them, and then attach the PDF, alongside it. And
someone might ask, how do you do a video CMA? So the same way you would do a CMA if someone asked you to create a CMA for their home, you'd create that same CMA, keep it up on your computer screen, and then you can either use Zoom, you can use Loom, you can use BombBomb, you can use Vidyard, and you can record. You can have a little bubble of your face in the corner or not, and you just do a screen recording where you're presenting this CMA to the customer. You don't want to make it a 30-minute presentation. I would say, try to keep it short, maybe 4 minutes. When I do that, I also will show the pictures of, the comparable homes, and I make comments about the homes. This one has no professional photography. This seller could have cleaned up their home a little bit better. So you're kind of giving them tidbits and valuable information in your commentary about the comps that you're going over. So that's a really effective one, not only for your sphere, but also for seller leads, especially seller leads that who didn't answer the phone when you called or have been unresponsive. If you just shoot them that one-way presentation, for a lot of them, they'll be impressed, and it might be enough to get them off the fence and call you back.
Yeah, no, that's a good one, because it does. I mean, and I would keep the videos between 3 to 5 minutes. The idea is to show them where to find the content inside the CMA you're sending them, because you're going to send them a 40 to 50 page CMA. A lot of it is photos and then maps and other stuff. So it's, it's condensed to really 10 pages of data. But if you show them how to look through it quickly, keep the videos 3 to 5 minutes, and they'll be happy and impressed that you actually did that.
I think the magic is in the presentation, that they see your expertise and they see your familiarity with the area. And when I do it, I don't always include a CMA. The video CMA is the CMA. Yeah. I don't always include a report along with it. Like, I go over and share what I think is most important in that 3 to 5 minutes, and share that and invite them to a phone call if they'd like more details.
So that's our 10. I want to answer Shantae's message. We do a lot of mailing, and we probably see a 1 to 3% return, that have come back to us because either people moved or, we've gotten a return once, forgot to update the address, or it just wasn't labeled right. So out of 200, we might get 2 to 5 a month back. It's not huge. If you're looking for what's the return, the ROI on those, that's just staying top of mind. There's not a specific ROI on those mailings, because the purpose is just to stay top of mind with the client and provide the value back to them.
You're accumulating a little bit of ROI by doing all of these different practices.
Yep.
So the goal is, if a customer calls you back, you can't always pin it back to, oh, that's because I've been sending them, monthly mailings, or that's because of that last email I sent them. It's because all of it. It's because 2 years have gone by and they've gotten, 42 communications from you over the 2 years in different ways, in my opinion. And so the ROI is there. So the other thing, if the question is related to on returns, I don't know if that may be return on investment. I was thinking like return mail, like you were just talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Return mail, I look at it optimistically. Like, this is an opportunity for us to update our records. Obviously, there's something about our records that was wrong. And by getting this return mailer, we can update our records. So that way in the future mailings, it'll hit the right place.
Right. Yeah, that's what you want to get the updates there, and that helps. So I hope this was valuable for you guys. We'll definitely consider a workshop on the events. Maybe we can get our coach Tommy on here as well, who talks about those, who's got a great way to do it through the 7L system. Just how to get to the events, because it is about the invites and, the events and the workshops and stuff.
And if you have suggestions for a workshop, reach out to us. We'd love to hear what your suggestions are for an in-person or a Zoom workshop on how to do certain things. You can reach out to Todd or myself through Facebook, or Google us and find us, email us, phone, give us a call, and that would be interesting to see what kind of workshop requests come about. So,
guys.
Yep. Hope you all have an amazing week.
Yep.
Take care.
Take care.
See you, Todd.
See you, Danny.